when Louis and I got married, I was on the let's have babies immediately plan, and he was on the, can we never do that plan. And we ultimately compromised and said, okay, 5 years in. And then we just had the babies, and then we started parenting with these babies and discovered that we really have very different parenting ideas. So I loved this question that came in that asks, what should parents discuss? Well, what should a couple discuss before they become parents, before they have babies? Well, first of all, the timeline would be really helpful, even before you get married, to decide, do we want to start a family immediately, or do we want to do that later, and get our value system figured out. Because usually in answering that question, we see that one is driven by finances maybe, and the other by security, or is just all about family, and the more kids the better, where the other one may have concerns about the future and life in the 21st century. So wonderful value revealing conversations. Okay, but let's say you've both decided it is time. What do we talk about? Well, first of all, we talk about expectations regarding responsibility with a baby. So what about getting up at night? What about making the bottles? What about cleaning the house when the baby has intense needs? What about a sick baby? Who would be comfortable getting up 4, 5, 10 times in the middle of the night, and so forth? Have those conversations, because they're wonderfully uncomplicated when we're not already sleep deprived. So that's a great time to have them. Also, before all the grandmas get involved, before that all of that happens, sort out those responsibilities. Sometimes you marry a man who feels he should do 50% of that, and then you should be unbelievably grateful. But that may not be the case. He may not feel that he should ever get up in the middle of the night. He may not feel that diaper changing is, a blue enough chore for him to get involved in. And you probably want to know that up front, because that may influence decisions such as whether you can still work part-time or work from home, or whether you can't work at all, or whether you are going to need help from your mom for the first couple of months, etc. So those are important things to square away right from the get-go. And then in parenting, and in general, but especially with planning babies, we always look one parenting phase ahead, because it's upon us before we know it. So the parenting phase you're entering into when you have babies is really the 0 to 18 month phase. That's the first developmental set of parenting challenges coming your way, which means we're going to have bath time, we're going to have feeding, we're going to have the first tantrums, we can have all of that happening in the first 18 months. And we want to talk about those things. So do you think kids need a strict routine? Do you think one should feed babies food that's good for them even if they don't like it? Do you think bedtime or bath time is really important, or do you think one can skip? Do you think one should spank kids who scream, or do you think one should just hug them? How much getting up in the middle of the night to just go cuddle them do you think is good parenting? Because those are the things we typically disagree about, and they can become a real contentious point. So talk through everything that's heading your way in the next phase, and get your scripts ready so that you get onto the same page where you decide, I'm always getting up first because I'm very intuitive. I'm going to figure out probably what's wrong and fix it, and then nobody needs to get up again. I'm going to be the one who changes the diapers. I don't mind. Or I'm going to be the one who does the bath time. I would love to do that. Oh, I like to read stories. Oh, I'll do the cuddles. I'll do the playing. And maybe it's both of you for each of those, but sometimes somebody says, this is going to be the part where I want to really build a bond with my baby. But a little bit of a caveat here. Dads, even though a lot of those responsibilities are technically more on the mom side of things, there is a basic rule that when we take accountability for the nurturing of our children, the really dirty jobs, like wiping their mouths after they've eaten pumpkin, like changing those really nasty diapers, there is a deposit that happens in our child's life. And much later in life, that question, who are you in my life, is very easy to answer. Because you've seen that in teens' faces, you're telling me to do stuff, who are you in my life? And you want to be able to answer. I'm the one who gets up in the middle of the night. I'm the one who takes you to your activities. I'm the one who fed you when you couldn't feed yourself. I'm the one who taught you how to walk. I'm the one who read you a story every night of your life. You want to have something to answer there, because that ultimately, that investment in your child becomes your authority later to still have a voice in their life, even when they are grown.